All right. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to today's Grow and Thrive Essential Oils for a Healthy Garden Wednesday Wellness. So it's going to be kind of fun. We're going to talk about some plants and oils that we can use to help our plants out. And I really loved this little quote that I found. Just a minute. Let me move this thing out of my way. It says, never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment in the garden. So we can all think about how we feel when we are gardening or even just being in nature, going out and hugging a tree or being with nature. It can just definitely bring our stress levels down. And so it's pretty amazing to be able to be with our plants. So this is freezing on me. There we go. Hi. It's me, Kelsey. I just thought I would tell you a little bit about me here. I come from a family of plant lovers. So, pretty much everyone in my family loves plants. My grandfather had a garden that everybody in Fort Collins talked about. He had so many tulips and vegetables and all varieties of plants that he was constantly out there gardening in his slacks. He was a classy man, but he loved his plants. And then even my great grandfather, he would sing to his plants in his house. And they were they would thrive, they were happy. I kind of think it's the carbon dioxide that we exhale when we're singing or breathing. But a good song doesn't hurt as well. And I can't tell you what genre plants like the most, but it does seem to work. And then later in life, I worked for an interior plant design company. So I started to learn a little bit more about plants and their health and different things there. My sister, in fact, has a plant business, and today that's what I was doing with her is going and picking out orchids for some orchid bowls that I did. So I really have appreciated having plants in my life a lot. And then I was just talking with my mom earlier today about my great uncle Gene, who would talk about crop rotations and how it helped his peaches and cream corn grow better when he would have these crop rotations. So I kind of always had an understanding of how plants had a purpose in our lives. Like I said, plants in my family go way back. But little did I know how much these gifts of the earth would impact my life. In fact, today is my 10-year anniversary with doTERRA. I started using them back in 2011, but I was a grown up 10 years ago and got my own account. But we're going to focus on gardening and some of the ways that we can use the gifts of the earth to help our physical plants thrive. So let's get started. So, with gardening and using essential oils, they have so many different benefits. They are 100% natural. They're safe for our entire family, so we can have our kiddos with us in the garden along with our pets, and it's going to be safe when we're using these oils with them. They're potent and effective, and they're very versatile. So when we talk about essential oils, we see that they are natural and safe. So essential oils are extracted from plants. It's a plant particle, and they're carefully curated to preserve those potent properties of the oil. In fact, many of our essential oils, it's actually kind of a defense mechanism that the plant has. And so it is like they're super, super good for us. It's ways for us to avoid these synthetic pesticides, herbicides, and things that contaminate the soil. So again, we can keep our families safe when we're using essential oils properly because they are providing that alternative to using those dangerous synthetic chemicals. And I'd like to encourage you to educate yourself on greenwashing. Many products that you'll find out there will say that they're clean, they're safe to use on your plants, not going to harm the soil, but make sure you read your labels to make sure that they're actually safe and it's not just greenwashed. So, how potent and effective are they? So, does anyone see here on this screen how potent they are? You can feel free and shout it out if you want or put it in the chat. See if the chat comes up. All right, so 1 drop of peppermint is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So it's quite a lot of plant matter can bring us 1 drop of peppermint. And so only a small amount is needed in contrast to other products. So when we properly use essential oils, they provide that safe option to instead of using dangerous chemicals. And they're incredibly versatile. A single oil can be used for various gardening needs, and they're useful for multitudes of other health benefits. So, when you're walking down the aisle of your local garden store or Lowe's, you're going to find many different products for things that'll target a issue that you're having with your plants. Is it pests? Is it a disease? What is it? But please do not use that for your own health. 1 bottle of essential oils can be used for so many different things, for both plant health and, well, our own health as well. But that's a topic for another day, so we're going to stay focused on gardening. Let's look here at the science of essential oils. I'm a little bit nerdy, so I'll try to make this break it down a little easier. So each essential oils has chemical components or chemical constituents, and that gives the oil specific benefits. Now, every essential oil has that unique chemical profile that we're able to look at it and know exactly what's in that bottle based on the percentages that are there of these chemical constituents. That's why we can use one essential oil for such a wide variety of things, because they have these differing variations of the chemical constituents. So when I'm talking about these essential oils, I'm only going to refer to the pure tested essential oils that we have here at doTERRA. So we're talking about actual plant products and not a synthetic version. A little goes a long ways. And so we can remember 1 drop of peppermint oil is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So keep that in mind. Don't go for the cheaper quality oils, because they most likely are containing synthetic fillers and will not be as effective. All right, so go ahead and put it in the comments if you want. Do you have any of these issues with these pests? Spiders, slugs, caterpillars, aphids, mosquitoes, beetles, or ants? I know it's really annoying when you walk into your garden and you see your tomato plant is covered in aphids, or you're spending time out in your garden and you're getting ate alive by mosquitoes. So you're able to take some of these recipes that are here on the screen and add 5 to 10 drops of these oils. If you have all of them, great. If not, just pick what you do have and add them to a 16-ounce bottle, top it with water, and spray liberally on your plants or areas where the insects frequent. So I'll let you guys take a screenshot of this screen if you want, because these are some great recipes to be able to use. All right, so we've all heard of an all-purpose cleaner, and that's because they're good for pretty much everything. So we have an all-purpose garden spray as well. So here is one that you can look at. It's 5 to 10 drops of each oil, which is peppermint, tea tree, lavender, rosemary, and clove. Add these to a 16-ounce spray glass bottle and spray bottle. I typically use glass, or just if you use a plastic one, make sure that it is safe for use with oils, and top with water. Shake before each use and spray on the stems of the plant. Now, if you don't have these, just use peppermint. So when I was working in that interior plant company, we would do a mix of dish soap and alcohol and peppermint to keep the bugs at bay. So you can do this as well, is just use a natural dish soap or a Castile soap and 10 to 20 drops of peppermint and spray it. And so these are great ways to be able to promote the health of your plant throughout their growing season as well. So here's the power of peppermint. We can see on the screen, it can really help combat ants, and then it also can be a cool down spray. So oftentimes when we're working in the garden, we might get a little bit overheated. And with that, we might start sweating a little bit and get a little smelly. So this is a great way to be able to bring your temperature down and make sure that you smell pretty good as well. And then keep the ants away as well. So when I talked about the crop rotations before, this is because when, let's say you plant corn every year, it takes a specific thing from the soil and can deplete it. So farmers will rotate crops. Maybe it's corn one year and soybeans another, and they'll rotate this to keep the soil happy. And when the plant gets what it wants or needs, it's going to grow better. This is similar with a companion planting. So I suggest for you to find the companion plant for your vegetable garden and use the essential oil instead of the actual plant. This is great for if we have smaller like container gardens, we don't have the space to plant more. So the example that we have here is tomatoes and basil. They work really well together, and this is to create the vigor or growth of your plant, and then it's going to also help the plant have disease resistance as well. So you can water your tomato plant with basil essential oil for similar results. Now, I have a sprinkler system in my garden, so I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is take a spray bottle with the basil and spray my plants to be able to help them, because let's be honest, I want to benefit from this, and so using the basil with my tomatoes for better tomatoes is going to be amazing. All right, bug spray. Who here hates being ate alive by bugs? It's not fun. So we have TerraShield, and then we have the TerraShield like outdoor blend that's here. The spray is already, it's like in a carrier of, I believe it's sesame oil. And when you use these alone, they work great. But I kind of feel that mosquitoes or flies and things sometimes will adapt to the same smell or the same thing that we're using. So you can add a boost by adding citronella, lemongrass, or purify to your TerraShield and make a natural bug spray. And then you don't have to worry about being covered in chemicals when you're out with nature in your garden. Have you ever looked at the hands of a gardener? Usually they're cracked, a little dirty, and as much as we love playing in the soil, it can be a little tough on our skin. So this is really a great way to wash up our hands and give it a little bit extra TLC. And another thing that I like to do is add Correct-X to my cuticles after planting. So this is a great thing that you can make up as a gift as well for those that we know garden and be able to take care of their skin. As much as we love our furry animals, or we like seeing the bunnies run across the field, we don't really necessarily love those moles that are in the picture. We don't love them eating our plants. So animals don't like the smell of rosemary, so you can spray your plants down with them to deter them, or spray the perimeter to make sure that Fido isn't going to destroy our garden anymore. So it's kind of a nice way that we're able to use this. It's not going to harm them. They just don't like the smell of it, so they'll stay away from it. Did you know that you can actually transfer plant cooties from one plant to another? I didn't really know that. And I learned it when I worked at the plant company, interior plant company. We needed to sanitize our shears between accounts. And so this is a great way that you can do this is with On Guard and Tea Tree in order to clean your shears and garden tools to make sure that you don't transfer those cooties from one plant to the next. All right, here's my gardener survival kit. Too much heat, grab peppermint. Too much sun, use lavender. Too many bugs, use TerraShield. Too many bug bites, use Purify. Too many skin irritations, grab your Correct-X. And too many muscle aches, grab your Deep Blue. So this is one that you can have easily in your gardening bucket, put together in a fun gift for a new gardener. I love having these simple solutions to be able to make gardening even more enjoyable. So many of us have already have our account with doTERRA, but if you don't, then doTERRA has some really great starter kits for you. The Healthy Start Kit here is great because it has many of the oils that we have talked about that you're able to use for your plants, but then you also have a diffuser that you're able to use at home to help yourself and your own health as well. The Natural Solutions Kit is great. We have products in there for your plants, but again, just like plants need the vitamins and the minerals from the soil, that crop rotation, we ourselves need extra vitamins and minerals. And so we have this provided in a Natural Solutions Kit. But then the thing that I want to highlight here is the PB Assist or PB Restore that's here. It's kind of a dated picture. I didn't update it, but a good garden needs to exist within our gut as well. And so having really good microbiome in there is really amazing. So the Natural Solutions Kit is great for your garden as well as your own personal garden. So if none of these are exactly what you want, we can customize your own kit. And then doTERRA does offer many different free gifts at different product values. And that is what you will see as PV. 100 PV, you get free shipping. At 150 PV, you will get free shipping, as well as a free gift from doTERRA of a diffuser or toothpaste. And then we have, some of us are in a program where then at 200 PV, there's some extra promos as well. So make sure that you reach out to whoever invited you today to make sure that you can get the best deal to get started with doTERRA today. You know you're an adult when you get excited about a new plant. This made me laugh because this is so my sister and I, we send each other pictures about new plants that we see, but we are extremely excited about essential oils because essential oils we're able to have a wide variety of different plants to help us with our health, our animals' health, our plants' health, and so it's really great to be able to set up our toolbox with natural solutions. Does anyone have any questions?
That was so good, Kelsey. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Kelsey, I learned a lot. I am not
Yeah.
a gardener. I do not like bugs, so I am not out there. But I do have friends who are gardeners, and having that spray, that rosemary spray, to keep those uh bunnies away from their stuff is great. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Go ahead, T.
This was very informative. I myself am not a gardener, but I may be open to it in the future. So this is nice. And also, I like the fact about, being out and about in the summer, having a natural bug spray without chemicals. So I'm going to work on that for the family. And one question I do have about, I have cats. So I noticed you said something earlier about hairball, but what else do you recommend like for cats' overall health or something?
There is a lot of options. So I will try to get some like a pamphlet or something together for you of things for a cat's health and try to
Okay.
forward it on to you.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Perfect. I think Felicia, you had another question? Or you had a
Stacy
question? Okay.
next. Oh, Stacy, we had her hand up before me.
It just pops up on my screen. I can't see who's first. So
Oh,
whoever, just go.
Cindy. Oh, she put herself on mute, so I guess I'll go. So I wanted to know if these remedies work for indoor plants as well.
They do. Um, I also use like makeup a spray to help like a plant leaf spray. I will try to put together like to shine up your leaves and then help the health of them. So I will try to get that together and get it to Danny to get to everyone. But we do also have a sheet that so whoever invited you to this, they can forward it on to you. But it is a list of a lot of the recipes on here and a few extras for plants that you can print out or give to other people as well.
Okay. And what did you mean by greenwashing? You said read the labels, what's that?
Yeah, so if you look up greenwashing, a lot of times companies will say that they're clean or completely natural, but typically they have a fragrance or they have a hidden chemical that's in there. So they're not actually truly green products. And so we want to pay attention to that, especially if we're trying to do organic gardening or different things like that, that we don't want to accidentally use a product that's not clean.
Okay, thank
Hey,
you.
Kelsey, can you stop the recording?
Yes, thanks for the reminder. I'll tell Danny to edit.
That's fine.